You know what? I'm really honored today because I'm not just talking to a mayor. He's a hero and he is really loved. And guess what? Third time he is mayor on his seat. How do you see this, Honorable Mayor of Niagara Falls, Mr. Jim Diodat?
Thank you, Khaled. I appreciate that introduction. I hope I don't let you down. I'll tell you, I'm grateful to be here, and I've always said this every day I wake up. I'm grateful for all that I have in my life, and I really treasure the opportunity to serve the people. And I believe I work for the people, and I work my best every day, and that's always my goal, to help people.
But you know what never disappoints?
Shawarma?
We're making what you're craving, Osmos.
Great.
And
What's special about Niagara Falls?
well, it's not the mayor. So what I'll say is that water that flows over that rock is one of the great natural wonders of the world. And what I always say to people is, we may be the gatekeepers, but it belongs to the world. It belongs to everybody, from Egypt to wherever. It belongs to the world. And it's for everybody to enjoy, in the same way that everybody knows about the pyramids and everybody knows about the historical significance of Egypt and Egyptians and all the great things that have happened there. And we're the same way. I mean, a lot of important things happened here in Niagara Falls. And today we celebrate, number one, it's a beauty. It brings us tourism. It brings us 14 million people every year to our city. And it's created an industry of tourism and hospitality where 40,000 people count on tourism to feed their families. It's the birthplace of hydroelectric energy, where Nikola Tesla was able to perfect his ideas around alternating current, and where so many other things. It's natural, sustainable, renewable. It's as green of an energy as you're ever going to get. And we're proud that it's here, and it brings us food. 20% of the world's fresh water is in the 5 Great Lakes that flow over Niagara Falls. And it does so much for us. And because Canada, we're just a country of immigrants. Outside of the Indigenous people, everybody came from somewhere else, either on a boat or a plane. But people came from other places, and we welcome and we celebrate other cultures, and we celebrate each other's differences, and we want to preserve your culture and your food and your heritage and your dance and your religion and everything about you, because it enhances what we are here. And I like to think Niagara Falls is a place where we can celebrate all these beautiful differences coming together. And the last way I'll describe it, Khaled, is I think of it as a picture, a painting, like a mosaic. And when you look up close, you see all these different dots and textures and depths and all different colors. But when you go back far, it's this gorgeous, beautiful picture. And you realize how it's so different. But when you pull back, it's so beautiful. And that's what I like to say. That's what Canada represents. And that's what Niagara Falls is. It's a place for everybody to come, to let their hair down and go, and just enjoy the beauty.
What a portrait you just painted, Jim. That's terrific, terrific. Let me ask you, every time I visit the city, I find it the same, beautiful, nice, serene, with lots of flowers in summer, and in winter, lots of lights. And it is always the same. What do you do as a mayor to keep this beauty as is?
Well, we're really lucky. We have the Niagara Parks Commission, which is an extension of the province, and they're in charge of taking care of the land between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario along the Niagara River. And what a great job they do. People always, I say it, we roll out the red carpet. We always want people to visit. That's our job, is to welcome people. And what we sell is we sell happiness, we sell fun, and we sell peace. We want people to come here and feel good. And I see people that come to the falls and they just enjoy the mist. They enjoy the negative ions, which Niagara Falls is known as having the highest concentration in the world of naturally occurring negative ions that occur near fresh and free-flowing water, which give you energy, well-being, happiness, healing. And we say it's free. You can't take it with you. You have to enjoy it right here at the falls. The area is saturated in it. So when people come here, they have a kick in their step, an extra big smile, and they feel good. And that's what makes me feel good. When I see people get here, and I've traveled lots of places around the world, and most of the time they know instant recognition of Niagara Falls, but most of the time they either smile to talk about it or smile and say, one day before I die, I want to visit Niagara. And whenever they come anywhere close, like New York or Toronto, first thing on their list is take me to Niagara Falls. And I love when they get here and that feeling when they first set their eyes on the falls and they can't take their eyes off of it. Oh, that makes me feel so good. Yeah. And, we like to do things too. And we like to light up the falls in a special way. So we have the illumination tower. It's an international where we light the falls up every night. We've been doing this for a long, long time. And now with LED lights, and we light them up for special occasions. Sometimes it might be to support cancer research, maybe to support victims in some country. And of course, coming up on the 23rd, we're going to support Egypt. And we're going to be turning the falls red, black, and white. Now, of course, black is just off, but there's not a black light. But we're going to turn the falls in the colors to support Egypt, our friends all through Egypt and Egyptians around the world. And we're happy to do that. We love to do that just to show the connectivity of Niagara Falls, to let them know that Niagara Falls represents everything in the world that is good. It's not just us, it's the world. And we say, this is a gift from God, the falls. This isn't something we made. It's something that we inherited. And we understand it's our job to take care of it and to share it. And so we're going to be sharing on the 23rd by honoring Egypt with their national colors. And I'm looking forward to that.
But you know what never disappoints?
Shawarma?
We're making what you're craving, Osmos.
I think, first of all, before I say thank you, I think all the Egyptians living here in Canada, wherever they can do it, they will be there, or at least they will be following this through. I believe there will be a live stream that night, and they will be following that. Before I get into the technicalities, you know that Ontario government has designated the month of July as the to celebrate the heritage, Egyptian heritage. What's the magnificence of this, and how you think this celebration on the 23rd will help in the celebration of the heritage as well?
Well, I think a big thing, because Niagara Falls is so famous, I sometimes call it, it's like Niagara Falls is like the Coca-Cola of cities. It's so, even though we only have 100,000 people that live in the city, but we fight above our weight. It's so well known. It's so well that when we do something here, it's always bigger. It almost amplifies. Like when Nick Wallenda walked on a tightrope across the falls 10 years ago, it was viewed by 1 billion people in a 24-hour period. And even though he did bigger walks later in New York and the Grand Canyon, but none were as big in terms of interest as Niagara Falls. And he said, I should have ended with Niagara Falls instead of starting with Niagara Falls. So it draws attention to things and amplifies them. And I think it's going to draw attention and amplify Egypt and Egyptians and the heritage and the culture and all the wonderful things that humankind has been given because of Egypt. And I think it's a place that's mysterious. It's a place rich in history and tradition and culture and heritage. And I think that a lot of people, it just draws attention. And it's funny, someone said to me once before, even about marketing Niagara Falls, you don't have to market Niagara Falls because everybody knows Niagara Falls. And I said, yes, but we need everybody to be talking about Niagara Falls. Take it from the back burner to the front burner. And same with Egypt. I think it brings, everybody knows Egypt, of course, but it brings it to the front burner so people are talking about it. And I think that's a big part of what lighting up the falls to celebrate. I think that's what it does. It makes it part of the conversation.
Right. So I need to ask you right now, lots of people visit Niagara Falls, but they see the falls. Okay, there are lots of hidden gems, and you are the best person to tell me where exactly, for anybody who haven't been to these gems, they can head.
Well, there is so much, the way I describe it, Colette, I always say we offer a buffet of fun and excitement. There's so many items on the buffet for you to choose from. So of course, number one on the buffet is always going to be the falls. That's the number one reason people want to come. And then I say it looks different at night than it does during the day. And every night for 144 days, we do fireworks at 10 p.m. over the falls. And when you see thousands of people lined up along the falls waiting, and it's so cute, babies in strollers and people in car seats and old and young, and they wait, and the fireworks over the falls, and it echoes, and it's very spectacular. And as soon as it's over, everybody's clapping and whistling, and they're saying thank you. Thank you for this show for us, an extra little bit of value. So I tell people, take in the falls, enjoy the fireworks, see the lights on the falls. That's beautiful. And outside of that, we've got 130 wineries, if you like wine. We've got craft breweries, amazing restaurants that'll tickle your palate. And it doesn't matter what you're looking for. We've got foods from every part of the world. I mean, whether it's Asian, East Asian, West Asian, African, North American, Italian, like you name it, it's here. We've got it for you. Golf, if you like outdoor activities, golf, we've got outstanding 30 golf courses. And shopping, we've got a couple of casinos. We're about to open up a new state-of-the-art, world-class 5,000-seat entertainment center. That's going to open up in October. That's attached to the Hilton. That, and I've toured it, and they said it's going to be the most spectacular places in the world for both the spectator to enjoy the show and the performer to perform, because the performer will sound better and it'll be easier to see them, because out of 5,000 seats, not one is more than 150 feet from the stage. So everything is close. It is going to be spectacular. That opens in October. We've got the GO train. So if you're in the Toronto area, you can take a train to Niagara Falls. It'll get you here. You don't have to worry about a car. And then we have our people mover system that'll pick you up and take you to the falls or to your hotels or wherever it is that you want to stay. Niagara-on-the-Lake is just down the road, which has been voted many times Canada's prettiest town. And they've got theater there, Shaw Theater, which is incredible. And it's such a beautiful town. And the other thing, if you like beaches, here in Niagara, especially Lake Erie, some of my favorite white sand powder beaches all along Lake Erie, beautiful, and it's close. It's only about anywhere from 20 minutes to 35 minutes, depending where you go. You can be from Niagara Falls, you could be on the beach. So whether you're into horseback riding or any kind of activity, and of course, for the younger kids, they love Clifton Hill, where we've got Ferris wheels and mini putt and museums and the smell of waffle cones and all that kind of fun stuff. Just there's smell in the air of fun. If fun has a smell, it's Clifton Hill. Or the best thing I say, the best value, for $79, you can buy a Niagara Parks Commission Adventure Pass, and it includes all of their attractions. The Butterfly Conservatory, it's the second biggest butterfly conservatory in North America. It includes the River Walk, where you walk right along the rapids. These are some of the biggest, most treacherous rapids in the world. You get to walk right along them. It includes the Journey Behind the Falls, the Fury Ride, and it includes the new attraction, the Niagara Parks Power Station attraction. So for 70, and then a bunch of other things, including our WeGo People Mover system for an entire day, the Aero Car, Whirlpool Aero Car. So that's all included in the Niagara Parks Adventure Pass for $79. So that's enough stuff to keep you busy for a couple of days, and including your transportation. So I'd say that's really good value compared to, you go to Disney and places like that, you'll spend several $100s per person. And this is, to me, it's a fraction of the price.
And you know what? You don't have to worry about transportation. Leave your car, leave everything behind. You hop on the mover, the bus, okay? And I believe it's beautiful. It's another piece of art, by the way.
Oh, and I always say, and traffic's not like Toronto and big cities, New York or Cairo. I mean, it's nothing like that. And I always say, and crime is just if you paid too much for your peaches or your cherries, that's crime. And they'll come down here and then they'll do a lot of the different fun attractions. And like you said, you don't need a car. We've got a people mover system. It's very efficient. So you don't need too much, and it's not far away, and it's affordable. And it's a good family place that all ages people can enjoy Niagara Falls.
Jim, Niagara is not far. Niagara is in the heart.
Yes, I agree. That's well said.
Yeah. Mayor Jim, and the hero and the people's person guy, thank you so much for your time. And in Arabic, I say shukran. And I leave the end the sign off for this episode for you.
I'd say shukran back, and I'd say thank you. And I appreciate you giving me the time to share the views of Niagara Falls, because it's one of these places that I wish everybody could come and experience and take the time and really slow down, because life moves so fast. And this is right under our noses. And sometimes we take it for granted. And I'll just tell you a quick story. When I was young, I worked for the Niagara Parks Commission when I was a teenager. And I remember I worked right across from the American Falls, or the Canadian Falls. And as a matter of fact, the mist, I would get wet and then it would dry in the sun and then wet. And then by the end of the summer, my hair became blonde. And I used to have more hair than I do now. And I laughed because I remember someone came up to me, and I met tourists from all over the world, and they'd come over, and I love people, and I love talking to people, and I love sharing Niagara Falls with them. And they'd say, "Are you Canadian?" I'd say, "Yeah." Like, "You're a real Canadian?" I said, "Yes, I'm a real Canadian." "Oh, can we take our picture of you? You're a real Canadian." And I thought, okay, if that's what you want, we'll take a picture. And I remember once someone said to me, they came up to me and they said, "Do you ever get tired of it?" And I looked at them and I said, "Tired of what?" And I thought, then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm looking at the falls. People from all over the world want to come here and see this. And I didn't even realize I took it for granted. And that day I realized, wow, how can I take that? And like many things in life, sometimes you don't appreciate them until they're gone. And I say, enjoy this. This is a gift. This is a God gift for us to enjoy. Take advantage of it and come and see it and feel it. And although people have said to me, I've seen videos of Niagara Falls, I've seen pictures, and I say, well, that's like saying I saw a video or a picture of a nice lamb. I said, but it's very different when you eat it.
Yes.
So I said, until you felt the mist at your face and you saw the rainbow and you could hear the roaring of the falls and you saw the beauty, I go, then you've experienced it. So come and experience it in person and enjoy this gift for all of us to experience.
After what you've said, I can say nothing else, but all the thanks of the world cannot tell you how I am thankful to you, Honorable Mayor Jim Dialetti, and looking forward to see you again.
Thank you, Khaled. I appreciate it, and I hope to see all your friends down here as well.
How about Toronto?